Good morning, it is Hannah from Communication Wise, and today I am going to talk about victims. So, there are victims in this world. There are happenings, there are unexpected, impactful, hurtful happenings that happen to us, and you might feel like a victim afterwards. Let's say you got sick, let's say your significant other says that they don't want to be with you anymore. Let's say your employer says you need to go, this is the end of your time here. Well, this is going to lead to a process of a grief, and there's a cycle. There is some sort of parable going on when it comes to grief, and it doesn't have to be that way, but a lot of times it is. So first you're going to be in denial. This is not happening to me. This is just not real. Then you're going to be angry. Then you're going to be sad. Then you're going to be numb, like you don't feel anything. Then you're going to have that feeling of why me? And then things are slowly getting better, and you're gonna move up to like new opportunities. There is more than I am seeing now. I learned from this, and there's like going towards like feeling positive and feeling hopeful and feeling excited for whatever is coming. And so this is a normal cycle that a lot of people go through when something ends or something negative happens. And that's okay. And I'm not saying that's not right. And I've seen this a lot in my practice as an attorney and as a mediator. I have met a lot of victims. And so it is part of when you feel a victim, you think you're in that phase of, why me? Why does this happen to me? It's not fair, why doesn't everybody else, experience this? Or I don't want to be this, like I don't, and it's not fair. It's not fair. And so as an attorney, I saw this a lot with, whatever these clients look like, really, because that could be, a fragile looking female client that was going through a divorce or a custody dispute, but it could also be, a tough truck driver with, a little bit of a scary appearance, being laid off by his company, Actually, I can't say that I've never seen a client not go through that phase of why me, this is not fair. Well, that's okay, but you have to be aware of what you're doing when you're telling yourself and when you're telling others that you are a victim. Because when you describe or identify yourself as a victim, you become powerless. You become sort of an object to whatever is going on. You, instead of like empowering yourself, you are powerless. So this is good to know. And this is also good to know that this is just a phase. And then when you're ready to feel better, just know that you should stop calling yourself a victim. And that can be like mental health victim, like an illness victim. That can be an abuse victim. Well, yes, and there's more to you. There's other things. There's good stuff. There's always something that goes well. And when you want to feel better, when you want to be well, when you want to feel well, it is very wise to then stress that, like whatever is going on well in your life. And that is really going to help you, as even if it's just for that moment that you talk to somebody else, or in your head you're talking to yourself, and you're not beating yourself down. No, you're actually building yourself up. So this is a really good tip for everyone, and that at some point during the day, this doesn't have to be super heavy, feels like a victim, like, why does this happen to me? Well, it does. It just did. And now it is time to focus on something else, do something else. I also know that there are true victims. This is not the full story. I've worked with so many child abuse and neglect victims. They are victims. There's nothing that they did that, like justifies whatever happened to them. But these kids don't identify with being a victim. They usually gradually they're either being taken out of the situation or they're moving out of the situation. And as long as they don't identify themselves as, I'm a victim and that's all that is to me, they are going to be in better situations. And that is just the truth. That is just what I saw. I've seen examples of successful, resilient, focused young adults that have been going through extreme unsafe past. And it's the truth. And it's not what people like, because people like to hear drama. People like to hear, whatever went wrong for another person so that they can feel better about themselves. But no, this is actually true. There's successful, young people that have gone through so much misery that you can't even imagine that they did, and they are happy, they are successful, they are resilient, and they are here to win. And so that's what I want for you too. Another example is, let's say you're in some sort of argument with another person. It is very natural, very normal for you to at some point feel that they are the bad person and you are the good person. So you are exaggerating your own, innocent or goodness, and you are exaggerating that they are some sort of villain, pure evil. No, actually no. What you're doing, and it is normal, and I'm not saying it's bad, but in the end it's not working. What you're doing is you're either victimizing yourself, villainizing the other person, or you're just making yourself helpless. Like, there's nothing I can do. Like, I wish I could do something, but there's nothing I can do about, making this better. But there's always something you can do to make, the relationship better, or what you're fighting about better, the subject or the topic of the argument. So that is just acknowledging that you are part of the argument, that you are part of the conflict. And it helps to be aware of what you are doing. When you are victimizing yourself, you're not taking responsibility, you're not accepting the accountability of your part in this conflict. And that might work for you for a little bit, and in the end it's not going to work for you because you want to get out of this. So step up and do it. And so for the others, when there's not another person but you still feel a victim because you have something going on inside your body or inside your mind, well, if you identify yourself as a victim and you talk about yourself as a victim, you might get some, from others, and that's fine. And it can be really helpful to identify yourself as in need of help, to find that help. And then you have to move on. Then you have to be aware of what you tell yourself about yourself, and tell yourself and talk to yourself, to others, what you say when you talk to others about yourself. So let me know what you think. I know that people think it works out for them sometimes to, be the innocent, sort of like helpless object in this conflict or in this situation. And yes, short term, no long term. Let me know what you think. I'll post a blog on this subject too. And I would love to hear what you think. Like, subscribe, and let me know. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.